Yo, welcome back to Men II Boyz, the podcast that gives you culture, vibes, and two boys down under giving you football. And as you can see today, I am wearing blue because London is blue once again.
It is.
Man, what a match against Liverpool this week, and it's been amazing. It was amazing. There's so many things that we can talk about. But before we even talk about, we want to talk about the context and everything, because I know I'm a Chelsea fan and I'm excited and I love everything that's happened. But let's be real. Liverpool didn't show up because, yes, they're still celebrating the league. And yes, they've probably been drinking and no one seemed to really give a fuck when they were versing us.
No.
And that is the truth.
No, that's true.
Man, and I'll lay it out there. As a Chelsea fan, I kind of took it as, wow, yes, we're doing great, but this team's not showing up. So it's a piss take.
It was a must win for Chelsea, for Liverpool.
They do not care.
There's nothing to fight for.
They don't care.
The league's done.
Yeah.
They're not in any other cup, so they don't need to keep the momentum going.
Well,
the players, they don't care. The coach can yell as much as he wants. The players, what's the point?
What is the actual point?
And especially when you're playing against a team that's trying to stay in the Champions League, it's going to be different teams.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like they're both if they were both trying to fight for the same thing, or at least one trying to fight for the title and the other one trying to fight for the Champions League, it would have been a different
Obviously,
game.
then it would be a different vibe. Yeah. As you could see, that Chelsea came in with fire and obviously just wanting to battle to stay in the fourth spot just so they can secure the Champions League next season. And you could see that from the get-go, man. Straight away, we're shooting down the wing. Finding Enzo Fernández, a person that scores now, doesn't score maybe a few games, scores again. He has got himself on the score sheet a few times this season, but not as much as you know.
Yeah. He plays more forward now, eh? He's more like there's a double number 10 now.
Yeah.
Because I saw the lineup and I was seeing the formation. I was like, Enzo and Cole Palmer, they're playing the same position.
They're playing the same position. They got
interesting.
Because I don't know if you remember, but I think it was the season just before when we were doing terrible. And for Enzo Fernández, Pedro Neto, they were more back. They were closer to Casado. But now, when you look at the team now, they've all been pushed up. You know what I mean? More attacking
three
football.
At the back, four, and then a line of four. You got wing backs, and then two midfielders, which is Caicedo and Lavia.
Yeah, Lavia, yeah.
And then you go, Palmer and Enzo a little bit higher.
Jackson up striker. And I think is to just give Jackson a little bit more support up there, because yes, he does get into spaces where he can score, but I think he needs just a little bit more help there, because there's most times where he shoots the ball and he bounces off and there's no one to get that rebound or get that counter back. You know what I mean? So just having those two right next to him, it kind of helps. In a sense of, if he misses, there's someone else to come and take that. But it was a very interesting game. Like I said, very quickly from the get, we're running down the line. Enzo Fernández gets to score the first goal. And this is where I realized Liverpool, they don't care.
I wouldn't say they don't care. Obviously, they made like 6 changes. But out of the 6 changes, you would think some of those players would try to fight for a place. That's why I think that's why he made the changes. Because half the team did not seem like they cared.
That's what I mean.
Salah, was it off night for him? Trent did not care.
He did not care.
Honestly, he's already in Madrid.
And that's why I wanted to...
Van Dijk, he seemed too lazy. He didn't really care too much either.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. That's why I wanted to highlight that with Trent as well. With that goal, it was like a half contest to stop the ball. Because he actually stepped his body in line. All he had to do was extend that leg, and he would have stopped the ball. But you could see him, even when you watch the replay, and it's a slow motion of where Enzo's about to shoot. He goes, and then he goes, you see his head, and he just turns this way, and then just steps down.
I don't care.
And you can see him, as the ball was going past him, he's just turning the other way. So it was just like...
But if I'm being fair, Trent he's been the same throughout the whole season. He's been like that. I don't think that game is the reason why he acted like that. He's been like that. There's a few games that I've seen him where he just acts like he's had a long night or he didn't sleep. He just acts like he's just, I don't know, he's just lazy in terms of like defending.
Bro,
I've seen a few games like that. He's a lazy.
You know,
like, he's a good player, but he's a lazy defender. He gives me vibes of like a winger who is tracking back to try to help
defend. Oh,
that's how he acts like when he's defending.
You know, that's a good take. That is a good take.
That's what he does. I've seen it so many times. And to be honest, I don't think Madrid are getting a good player. They're getting a good offensive player. I don't think they're good at defensive player. And Madrid needs defenders.
I think, as Madrid's problem is just, he's a star. Let's grab him. I think for them, it's just more of branding than actual football anymore. Which is,
it's not good.
It's just not good for football.
But Trent has been lackluster throughout the whole season. He's been getting a lot of help from the centre backs covering for him, or a winger coming back. Well, Salah doesn't really do that. A midfielder covering for him. Gravenberch will cover for him, but Gravenberch missing, and even McAllister missing. There was no cover there, and you can see the hole. The hole
that was in the right, and that's where most of the buckets are going through.
But like I said, he plays like a winger that has a track back.
But you know what? I think overall, it was great for us in terms of awakening Palmer again. Because I think it was a morale thing.
He needed that.
He just needed that.
He needed that goal.
Because Palmer was walking around, bro. He played good. He was, crossing people. Even when he went to cross it in, and I think the defenders were even freaking lost on what's going on. They tried to kick it out and ended up hitting their own player, and it went in.
Yeah.
It was like, what's going on there?
He had a good game. And I feel like the streak that he's had of not scoring a long time, not even assisting. Has he assisted as well?
No, he's assisted.
But he had a long streak of not scoring. I feel like he has not done him justice because he does play all right. It's not like he had a really bad couple months.
He's been playing all right.
He's just been unfortunate not to score.
Not to score. But he's been doing a lot to actually lead the team, to bring the team up.
Well, he's a playmaker. He's not a striker. He doesn't score for a month or two. I don't think you should be on top of him because obviously people are used to him scoring week in, week out. I feel like that's why he was getting criticism. I really don't know. I haven't heard a lot of criticism about him not scoring, but I've heard people talk about his not scoring.
Just totally not scoring. You know what I mean? Because once the crowd just had the expectations, the people, the fans had expectations, but it was good for him to get that penalty and I finally score. And I think just overall the game, I wouldn't say it was like, a wow factor game where like, oh my God, Chelsea bet Liverpool. It was just that I think Chelsea are still fighting because they have something to fight for. As with Liverpool, they've already got what they wanted and it's just play till the end.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Play to the end of the season and then continue the celebrations. But that is all for Chelsea. It's been a great week. Hopefully we continue to just keep fighting. 5th or 4th spot. Next team, Newcastle, which we are both fighting. We're 5th, we're 4th, they're 4th. And
that is going to be a better game than Chelsea Liverpool.
Because we're both fighting to actually get that spot. So, and stay tuned. We'll have more on Chelsea news. I think next when you see us, we're going to be talking about Barcelona against Inter Milan.
Hopefully when you see us next, I'm not crying that we're kicked out of the Champions League.
Pay for it.
Hopefully we are through to the final. And look, am I nervous? Yes. But do I think we can get through? Yes. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, man. So as you heard it from him, confidence is key. So stay confident and press that red button. And stay tuned to more Men II Boyz. And I will see you next time.
Peace.